Israel, the land of sunshine, beaches, and innovation. But there's a secret world hidden behind those glitzy sunglasses and fancy cars. We're talking about the crazy lifestyle of Israeli oligarchs. You thought Hollywood had all the drama? Think again. We all know that Israel is like that tiny dynamo with a massive economy, but behind the scenes there's a shadowy underbelly where the Israeli elite flaunt their wealth. Benny Steinmetz, an Israeli diamond and mineral expert who made a splash in 2008 that would put James Bond to shame. You see, Benny here sealed a deal that took him into the ranks of the world's richest folks. But hey, it's not just a simple deal. It's the kind of deal that involves mining rights in Guinea's Simandou mountain range in West Africa. Mining rights, how exciting can that be? Well, this is where it gets interesting. Imagine a treasure trove of high-quality iron ore, vital for steel production, hidden in this remote West African location. But of course there's a catch. Benny Steinmetz, born in sunny Netanya, Israel, ventured off to Antwerp, Belgium after completing his military service. This globetrotter's journey led him to Geneva, Switzerland, where he set up his own enterprise in the diamond trade, known as the Steinmetz Diamond Group. Sounds fancy, right? But Benny's no one-trick pony. He expanded his horizons into various economic sectors, from mining to real estate and capital markets, and voila! The Benny Steinmetz Group Resources, BSGR, was born, a conglomerate operating across multiple fields. We're talking oil, gas, mining, minerals, and even the power sector. They had a global presence in over 25 nations, from Angola to Botswana, Kazakhstan, Russia, and Eastern Europe. It's like a world tour, but for business. Beneath all the wealth and business success, Barry Steinmetz also had a heart of gold. Along with his lovely wife, he established the Benny and Agnes Steinmetz Foundation, supporting causes from schools to hospitals, military units, and the arts in Israel. See, there's more to these oligarchs than just business. One of Benny's most notable adventures amid a life filled with ambition and controversy was his involvement in the Simandou iron ore project in Guinea. Simandou held the world's largest untapped reserves of high-quality iron ore, estimated at over 4 billion metric tons. That's like a mountain of gold, folks. And guess what? Barry Steinmetz's bold entry into this venture showcased his unyielding ambition and his ability to navigate the challenges of international business. But oh boy, that's where things get even juicier. To understand how Benny acquired those mining rights in Simandou, we need to hop into our time machine and go back to 2006, when Guinea was ruled by Lassana Conté, a former army colonel who took power in a coup in 1984. His health was declining due to diabetes and leukemia, and his regime was swimming in corruption and instability. Talk about a pressure cooker situation. In 1997, a renowned mining company, Rio Tinto, obtained the initial exploration license for those juicy blocks in the Simandou mountain range. But fast forward to 2008, and Lassana Khan, on his deathbed, made a massive decision. He granted mining rights for a part of the Simandou to a new entity, BSG Resources, based offshore off Guernsey, a British Crown dependency. But here's the kicker: the true owner, hidden within a family trust, was none other than our Israeli diamond magnate, Benny Steinmetz. In exchange for this precious privilege, BSGR committed to investing a cool $165 million in developing a mining operation in Kundu. Additionally, they agreed to pay the Guinean government $50 million and a 0.5% royalty on future exports. It's like a high-stakes poker game with some jaw-dropping bets. But then, in 2010, things went topsy-turvy. BSGR sold a 51% stake in its Guinean assets to Vale, a Brazilian mining giant, for a whopping $2.5 billion. Some observers called it the deal of the century. Now, this transaction raised eyebrows and sparked suspicions about how BSGR had secured these coveted mining rights. Many were speculating about the involvement of illicit bribes in dealings with Guinean officials. The international community had its eyes glued to this deal. Rio Tinto, unhappy with the outcome, strongly objected and accused BSGR of foul play. Even the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund expressed concerns about the lack of transparency in Guinea's mining sector. The acquisition of mining rights for half of the Simandou iron ore deposits by BSG Resources faced intense scrutiny, leading to investigations by the US Department of Justice and the FBI. And to spice things up, George Soros, a prominent advocate for democracy and human rights in Africa, initiated an investigation into BSG's activities through his foundation, intensifying the focus on the matter. He paid a whopping $8.5 million in bribes to the president's fourth wife, Mamadi Touré. What did they want in return? It's all about influence, my friends. The power to control those precious mining rights. Sneaky, right? Now you might be wondering, how did they manage to shuffle all that cash around without getting caught? The money flowed through Swiss banks and shell companies, wrapped in the disguise of forged documents. But he wasn't done. He even tried to destroy evidence of corruption in BSGR's deal. Smooth operator, right? Steinmetz's defense argued that he hadn't actually transferred any funds to Mamadi Touré and that she didn't meet the Swiss legal criteria as a bribable official. They pointed out that some alleged bribes were made after President Conti's death, but the prosecution had other plans. They highlighted Steinmetz's apparent ignorance of financial transactions, despite evidence of meetings, emails, and money transfers indicating bribery. This secretive deal had happened without any public tender or due diligence, making it one of Africa's most controversial deals in 2013. The FBI stepped in, arresting him, who quickly pleaded guilty to obstructing an investigation and agreed to testify against Steinmetz and BSGR. In April 2014, the Guinean government accused BSGR of securing the Simandou mining rights by paying bribes to the wife of the then-president Lassana Conté in 2008. BSGR decided to take things to an international level by initiating an arbitration proceeding against the Republic of Guinea. This was a direct response to the government's decision to revoke their mining rights. In the same year, President Alpha Condé launched a comprehensive review of all mining contracts signed during his predecessor's tenure. To make things more complicated, Rio Tinto also filed a lawsuit against Steinmetz and BSGR in a U.S. court, alleging a conspiracy to wrongfully obtain their mining rights in Simandou. But guess what? In 2015, that case got dismissed due to a delay in the filing, surpassing the statute of limitations and failing to establish a pattern of racketeering activity. Rio Tinto appealed the decision but eventually withdrew its claim in 2008. Phew! Of course, BSGR strongly denied any wrongdoing. Steinmetz even said in an interview with The New Yorker, "We are the victims. We have only done good things for Guinea, and what we're getting is spit in the face." But the legal challenges just kept coming. In December 2016, Benny Steinmetz was mistakenly arrested on suspicion of money laundering and bribery charges. This arrest came as a result of an investigation by Israeli, American, Swiss, and Guinean authorities, along with the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD. Steinmetz was placed under house arrest in Israel on December 19, 2016. The accusations revolved around alleged payments of tens of millions of dollars to high-ranking public officials in Guinea to advance his business interests, particularly concerning BSGR's acquisition of Simandou. In February 2019, BSGR made a deal with the Guinean president Alpha Condé to drop their arbitration case and allegations of wrongdoing. BSGR gave up its rights to Simandou but kept an interest in the Zogara deposit, which was to be developed by Mick Davis of Niron Metals. In 2019, Benny Steinmetz and two associates faced Swiss corruption and forgery charges relating to Simandou. If found guilty, they could face up to 10 years in prison. The trial began in January 2021 in Geneva, Switzerland, where Steinmetz had lived until 2016. Prosecutors accused Steinmetz of orchestrating a complex bribery scheme to secure Simandou's rights and forging documents to hide payments. But guess what? Steinmetz denied the charges, claiming he never met Mamadi Touré and hadn't instructed any payments. He said he was merely an advisor to BSGR and accused the Guinean government of trying to seize his assets and frame him. A Swiss court sentenced Israeli businessman and diamond trader Benny Steinmetz to 5 years in jail on corruption and forgery charges. Yep, 5 years behind bars and a hefty fine of 50 million Swiss francs, which is roughly $56.5 million. The judge held Steinmetz accountable for orchestrating a bribery scheme, making secret payments and even falsifying documents to hide his involvement. This marked one of the toughest sentences ever given for corruption in Switzerland. Steinmetz expressed shock and vowed to appeal, calling it a huge injustice and a political trial. His lawyer raised concerns about the evidence against him, claiming it had flaws and was unreliable. Steinmetz's legal battle is far from over. He's currently out on appeal, and his dispute with Guinea over the Simandou licenses remains unresolved. Plus, he's also facing another impending trial in Israel, this time on charges related to tax evasion stemming from his mining activities. So what do you think about Benny's entire journey? Do let us know in the comment section. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Until next time, see you all!